What is going on, everybody? I am Mike. Welcome back to Tech 24/7 TV. We're talking California streaming, Apple's new event where they announced the iPhone 13, a new Apple Watch Series 7, and some new iPads. Let's talk about whether or not you should upgrade. First, let's start with changes to the iPad. This is the 9th generation iPad, still starting at $329 for consumers and $299 for education. Now, I wouldn't tell you to go take the education discount, but you can find that right on Apple's site. Now, this is $329. It comes in at 64 gigs or 256 gigs, which is really double the storage that it had last year at 32 or 128. This features the A13 processor, up from the A12 processor last year. Now, I do plan on comparing both the 7th generation, the 8th generation, and the 9th generation iPad, so make sure you are subscribed if you want to see that video. In addition to the A15 Bionic, this is going to enable a new image signal processor for the back camera, and you are getting a 12 megapixel camera on the front, which also enables center stage. This is a feature, much like the iPad Pro. It allows you to auto frame the individual on the video call to make sure that your subject is always center of the frame. It's a really great feature on the iPad Pro. I think a lot of people now, with work from home, people doing remote learning, it'll even do better on the iPad. The 9th generation iPad starts at $329 for 64 gigs or at $479 for 256 gigs. You add $130 if you want to get LTE. I'm sorry, there's no 5G available. Unfortunate, but I don't think many people are using that. Now let's talk about the iPad mini, which I am super excited about. Now the iPad mini is going to come in 4 different colors. You have space gray, pink, purple, and starlight, which is kind of like a goldish color. The purple, in my opinion, is a really nice color and it looks really good in the renders. Let me know what your favorite color is down in the comments below. Now, priced at either $499 for 64 gigs or $649 for 256 gigs, and then you're going to add an additional $150 for 5G support on this device. Now, the device has been flattened out, and now the display is a liquid retina display coming in at 8.3 inches. Now, the new iPad supports the Apple Pencil 2, meaning there's a magnetic charger on the side of the iPad. You no longer have that cumbersome plugging in your Apple Pencil to the bottom of the iPad, which the bottom of the iPad has been updated to USB-C, and you're going to get 10 times faster throughput when using USB-C in comparison when you're using Lightning. Now, there's a host of different accessories that you can use with USB-C. I tend to use my camera connected to USB-C when I'm connected to my iPad Pro, which is really great for working in the field. I don't know if you have any experience with that. I'd love to know what accessories that you're plugging into your iPad. Now, for me, the most significant changes are going to be on the CPU GPU, which has been updated to the A15 Bionic. This is going to give you 6 cores of CPU, 5 cores of GPU performance, and in comparison to last year, it's going to be a 40% increase over CPU performance and an 80% increase over the GPU in the previous iPad mini. That's pretty significant if you ask me, because this iPad was just updated in probably late 2018. Now, in addition to that, you are getting updated cameras on the front and back, which are going to benefit from the updated image signal processor that the A15 brings to the table. On the front of the iPad, you are going to get center stage, which is a great feature first shown in the iPad Pro and really benefits those who tend to take a lot of video calls from their iPad using FaceTime, Blue Jeans, etc., all the different services. Now, new this year that the Apple is announcing that it is working with third-party apps, such as Double Take, which is an app that you use to take advantage of both cameras on the iPad at the same time. Now, I am very excited about the new iPad mini, and I did order it. If you want to see that unboxed, make sure you are subscribed. Let me know what questions you have down in the comments below so I can answer them during the unboxing. Now, the new iPad mini, as I mentioned, comes at $499 for 64 gigabytes, or goes up to $649 for 256. And if you want to add 5G, it's an additional $150 on top of that. Let's shift gears to the iPhone 13 and the iPhone 13 mini, which are available in product red, starlight, midnight, blue, and pink. And the devices are available in either 128, 256, or 512 gigs of internal storage. Now, I don't know about you, but I've long been an advocate of Apple increasing the internal storage from 64 to 128. Thankfully, they've moved on. We'll never have to see that again on an iPhone. Fingers crossed. Now, the 2 biggest improvements, in my opinion, are going to be the increases in battery life, which is at least 90 minutes on the iPhone mini, or 2.5 hours on the iPhone 13. Now, those improvements are being drawn by the improvements in the Super Retina XDR display and the A15 processor. While that Super Retina XDR display is going to be more power efficient, it is also going to be 28% brighter, allowing for 1200 nits of peak brightness when viewing HDR content on the display, which is going to make a better viewing experience for everyone, whether you're watching videos that you've taken on your phone or watching Netflix. Now, in addition to those 2 features, there's also going to be improved cameras for the wide and the ultra wide, which will allow you to take better low light photography of your subject, reducing the noise and making overall image clarity better. In addition to photographic styles, which are a way of stylizing your photos using filters, but not in the cringy Instagram way that you thought of from 2012. Now, I'm excited that the price of the phones did not change, being at $699 and $799 respectively from last year for the iPhone mini and the iPhone 13. Let's shift gears to the iPhone 13 Pro and 13 Max. We have 4 colors: space gray, gold, silver, and a brand new Sierra Blue, which is chef's kiss beautiful. That's probably my favorite color. If you're picking the phone up, let me know what color you're going to pick up down in the comments below. Now there's 4 storage configurations starting at 128, 256, 512, and a whopping 1 terabyte of storage, which I'll tell you why you might want to consider that in just a few moments. And the top end of the device is maxing out at $1,599, which is an unreasonable amount for a phone in 2021. Apple, what in the are you doing? Now those devices are stacked with capabilities because they're running the A15 Bionic. Now the A15 Bionic, as I talked about a few minutes ago, it does have a 6-core CPU and a 5th additional core GPU, which is exclusive to the iPhone Pro and Pro Max, which presumably might be used to manage the 120 Hz refresh rate, which is on the Pro models only. Now this high refresh rate is variable. It will step down from anywhere from 10 Hz up to 120 Hz, depending on the type of content that you are viewing on your device in that given moment. The entire operating system has been re-optimized for variable refresh rate, so you shouldn't see any impact to battery life. Speaking of battery life, the battery in this device is going to be bigger than it was last year, and then you have those efficiency gains, as I talked about a few minutes ago, driven by the Super Retina XDR display and the A15 processor. There are 3 new 12 megapixel cameras that make up the wide, the ultra wide, and the telephoto cameras in the iPhone Pro and Pro Max. Now, directly speaking, even though those cameras are 12 megapixels, like last year's, they are brighter, they allow more light in, and should have way better low light performance than what we've seen last year on the Pro and Pro Max iPhone 12. You're still getting 4K 60 in addition to 4K 60 Dolby Vision and slow motion at 120 or 240 frames per second, in addition to supporting cinematic mode, but it's going to be limited to 1080p on all devices, which is a little bit of disappointment, but then you have nothing to look forward to next year. There's also the added benefit of being able to capture 4K 30 ProRes on your iPhone Pro and Pro Max. Now, this is a really big deal because many cameras, like the camera that I'm using here today, can't even record. I almost fell. Many cameras, like the one I'm using today, can't even record in ProRes. I need to use an external recorder like the one I have from Atomos. Now, the reason why this is significant because it is a high data rate and the files are really big, which is why they limit to you recording 4K 30 if you have a 256 gig iPhone. Now, I don't know about that. I would rather manage my storage myself instead of Apple making me purchase the larger storage configuration. That's just my thought. What do you think about that? Let me know down in the comments below. But all in all, this is a good update for people who are content creators and they want to use your iPhone as either a primary device or a device when they're on the road. And last are the updates to the Apple Watch Series 7. Unfortunately, we didn't get a lot of detail there other than some new fall detection for bicycle riding, which is coming to all the devices, and automatically starting bicycle workouts. I would love to have seen more detail around some of the health benefits. I personally don't think that there is a lot of motivation here to upgrade from a Series 6, even a Series 5, if you have an Apple Watch today to the Series 7. There's no health features that make me want to upgrade. Maybe there's better sleep tracking. I've been trying to wear it like all the time. Now, the one thing I actually really do like is the fact that you can charge your Apple Watch to 80% in 45 minutes. I'm kind of mad that I have to buy a new charger to get that, in addition to getting an Apple Watch. I know there is one in the box, but if you want an extra one, like everyone has an extra Apple Watch charger somewhere, and it would be a great benefit. But let me know what you guys are going to upgrade to, if anything. Are you getting a new iPhone, new iPad mini? That is what I'm buying, in addition to a new iPhone. I don't think I'm going to keep the iPhone because I'm pretty content with my iPhone 12 Max. We'll see. Make sure you're subscribed for the unboxing and the full review, which will happen next Friday when those devices come in. I am Mike. This is Tech 24/7 TV. Folks, I will talk to you in the next one.